Hi everybody. In this video we're going to look at the G code used in the CNC Lathe program. We're going to examine the importance of the G50 G code. This is the spindle speed clamp G code. We're going to examine the tool address numbers of a lathe and how they're different from the mill. We're going to discuss operator comments, which are used both in the mill and the lathe. And we're going to look at the use of the block delete command in a program. Starting at the top of the program, you'll see the program number, which is the letter O followed by 5 digits. The next lines of code are all in brackets. These are operator comments and ignored by the control. The operator comments are a way to give information to the machine operator, such as stock size and machine setup. After that, you'll see a tool number, T303. It's important to note that this number is actually a 4-digit number, 0303, but the control drops the preceding number. This number is used to index the tool and call out the offset registry values, the pickup, Z and X, as well as the diameter. Next, you'll see a G18, which is the XZ plane, as this is a 2-axis lathe. Then you'll see the G50 line. This is the spindle speed clamping code and is probably the most important line of G code in a lathe program. The S value following the G code denotes the maximum allowable RPM for the spindle. You should never run a program without a G50 line present, as without it, the spindle will accelerate to the maximum capable of the machine when the tool is at X0. This maximum value would create centrifugal forces that would exceed the lathe chuck, launching the material into the cabinet and potentially through the door into the operator. It is very dangerous and should never be done. Next, you'll see G97 and G96. This is the G code for cutting speed control. G96 is used for constant surface feet per minute feed, while G97 is constant RPM. These are used for different types of machining purposes. A G97 would be used for simple drilling where RPM is fixed, and G96 would be used for turning an outside diameter or inside diameter where the diameter is changing and thus the RPM needs to change with it. Soon you'll see the G28 command. This commands the movement of home for the tool, and it's an incremental movement using the U and W. On the lathe there is not a G91 command. You use G28 followed by a U or a W. If you think of X, Y, Z, U, V, W, you will understand the relationship of the U to X and the W to Z. Here we have more operator comments for a tool change. This is a drilling cycle, so you'll see that the feed method and surface control is different. Calling a tool T1111. Notice now G97 S487. This is fixed RPM at a 487 RPM speed rate. This RPM will not change throughout the preceding tool path. Along with this, you'll note that the feed rate will be denoted as F5.0. This is 5 inches a minute. This is controlled by the G98 G code. G98 and G99 control the way in which a lathe handles feed rates. Feed rates on a lathe most commonly are inches per rev, so that is the amount of travel of the tool per revolution of the spindle. However, a drilling tool is a centerline tool, and so the RPM and feed rate are fixed at fixed RPM and fixed inches per minute. And in this example, it's 5. Moving down now, you see here these all are preceded by a /. This is a block delete command. Block deletes are used by the operator to choose to temporarily not run a section of program. The control will ignore all lines preceded by a /. These should be used with caution, as if you omit a row of code that is important to your part, it may be completed without all of the features in place. Okay, so that video hopefully identified a few unique G code and how they're used in the CNC lathe, specifically the importance of the G50 line and how important it is to have that to ensure your spindle does not overrun, causing material to be ejected forcibly into the cabinet. Thank you for watching this video.